But the servants were too rough and directly beat his sister-in-law seriously injured. In desperation, he had to take off his sister-in-law's clothes so that he could be treated, just as Tang Yun was thinking how to successfully marry a wife. At this time, his sister-in-law also woke up. She found Tang Yun was beside her, which made her quickly take a defensive stance. Seeing that she woke up, he reminded her to put on her clothes first. Lin Hua instantly realized what had happened. She realized that her clothes had been taken off. In a scream, a slap-like tattoo appeared on her face. But Tang Yun didn't feel any repentance and told Ling Hua that his skin was really delicate. As soon as he finished saying this, Ling Hua, behind him, told him since he had seen her naked, he had to kill him. Hearing this, quickly changed the subject and asked if his arm was better now. Only then did the sister-in-law realize his wound had been bandaged, thinking that it was a misunderstanding. But even so, he would not give his sister to him. At this moment, Tang Yun also breathed a sigh of relief, thinking he couldn't tease his sister-in-law like this anymore. Then he shamelessly pretended not to know her, and then he hugged her, asking his name. Lin Hua was also complaining about his sister, just knew to take advantage of him, but he still said his name was Xiao Di. Hearing his sister-in-law's fake name, he complained that why didn't you come up with 30 years east, 30 years west? Don't despise the poor. But his sister-in-law told him to win the competition quickly. But Tang Yun showed a pervert's expression to check on his sister-in-law's injury, which instantly scared his sister-in-law while cursing him as a pervert and told him not to come over. But Tang Yun had already pushed Ling Hua to the ground and scared her sister-in-law to shout that Tang Yun was molesting her. But Tang Yun suddenly covered her mouth and told her that they were trapped in the formation. At this time, Ling Hua also noticed something wrong. Tang Yun also shouted that you have come. Why don't you show up? This is what the person who set up the formation told them. This is a death curse, which will suck them dry. But Tang Yun looked down on it and said it was useless. But the man next to him was furious, revealing his feet, and let Tang Yun discover it. But Tang Yun kept mocking her. The man was still fooled. He quickly used his spirit ability to attack the sixth brother. With a bang, a big hole was punched in the tree, and his spirit was also on the man, instantly making the man so angry that he crushed his spirit. But when he came to his senses, he found Tang Yun was gone. But in the next second, she appeared behind him, and a sharp sword pierced through his body. At this moment, Tang Yun also copied his spirit, and then threw him down. Even his sister-in-law was surprised to find that. He was so powerful, but Tang Yun here called his cute sister-in-law. Brother-in-law will play with you next time. This moment made Ling Hua angry and scolded him as an asshole. The girl had a fiancé who loved her deeply, but her father forced her to go on a blind date. But just as the girl was about to give up, her fiancé came over and took her to elope. Meanwhile, his father-in-law also noticed something wrong and found that his daughter had eloped with Tang Yun. But the people below were still talking non-stop. His daughter was so unbearable. The sentence directly made Qin Qianyu furious. Then he released the crows, telling them not to bark here, and he claimed to protect his daughter's happiness. At this moment, they instantly stopped barking and were silent, and didn't even dare to make a sound. Then the father-in-law took out the message he left. Then the father-in-law left calmly Everyone just looked at the message left by Tang Yun. At this time, Tang Yun inside had already started mocking them, laughing at them for trying to take his wife, and even raised his middle finger to invite them to come. And he also asked Luo Ying to show them, which instantly silenced these people. Then he shouted angrily, "You're a bastard! Tang Yun must die." At this moment, his father-in-law and mother-in-law were also puzzled and wondered if it would work. But at this moment, a servant hurried to tell him that the second young lady ran away from home to find her brother-in-law and father-in-law. His uncle was instantly angry because Tang Yun had already deceived one of his daughters, and now he wouldn't let go of his second daughter. However, at this moment, Tang Yun has begun to enjoy life and was resting on Luo Ying's lap and told him that he needed to hide his strength now, and at the right time he would tell him everything. But as soon as he finished speaking, he kissed him and then told Tang Yun that he was going to take a bath, telling him not to peek and not to run around. Tang Yun also began to think about his future retreat, but he thought about it and went astray. And then he became excited, thinking of his wife, which shouldn't be considered peeping. Then he cautiously moved towards the lake. Just as he called out to his wife, he suddenly found someone else there. Instantly, he felt something was wrong, because this was someone else's wife. At this time, the fox demon also sensed his presence. But Luo Ying suddenly appeared behind him. He was already guilty, and he was scared to the point of turning pale. At this moment, he quickly covered Luo Ying's mouth, telling him that there was a fox demon taking a bath. Then they looked over together and found that there was no one in the lake. This instantly made Luo Ying angry. Tang Yun wanted to explain at this moment, but Luo Ying didn't give him a chance and directly grabbed his ear and walked towards the camp. The fox demon is also watching them flirting from afar. But the sister-in-law was also lost. No, the fox demon played a bondage game with a married man. But the man not only did not resist, but also cooperated exceptionally, because the woman told him, as long as he was obedient, there will be other activities. At this moment, the man actually regained his sanity. He told the girl that he had a wife, but the fox demon refused to let him go, because he had never experienced being a man. So this time, she must get rid of the man. Then the pink fox began to whip him. But Tang Yun was not only not injured, but seemed to have awakened some strange attributes. While the woman was experiencing pleasure, a girl suddenly appeared behind him. This moment scared the pink fox, and she quickly retreated and looked at the girl. It turned out that the fox demon had stolen the sacred object. So the girl has been chasing him. But when the woman saw him and fled without looking back, the girl remained calm and composed. Then she directly used the blue-silver wrap and directly tied the woman up. And it was a special binding mode. The girl began to ask him where he hid the sacred object, but the pink fox refused to say the location. Then the girl let the pink fox experience the feeling of flying. Tang Yin also broke free from the restraint, but the little pink fox has already started to hallucinate and took the opportunity to escape. Zhao Lan also found that she couldn't get anything from Xiao Fen, and then directly threw him aside. Then he appeared in front of Tang Yun and asked him if he had seen the holy object. But Tang Yun told him that the relic was over there. Then he started to use his invisibility spirit ability, but before he could leave, he was discovered by the girl. Then the girl used blue-silver winding to control Tang Yan. the girl also asked him to answer her questions truthfully. But when the girl approached, Tang Yun directly used his spirit ability, trying to freeze the girl. Just as he wondered if he had controlled the girl, Shoulan began to turn black. Tang Yun also noticed something wrong, and quickly told the little pink next to him that they teamed up. At this time, Xiaofan agreed and shouted to join forces. But when Tang Yun went up, he ran away. This scene directly confused Tang Yun, but Shoulan didn't show any mercy and directly knocked him flying out. The man was a loser, but he married a capable rich woman. But after marriage, the man started to party. Soon, his wife was hunted down by those he offended. Luo Ying, who was cornered, began to give up struggling. But when these people wanted to take him down, Luo Ying was forced to kill someone. He wanted to scare them away. But these people all came with a purpose, and they even wanted to marry her. But there were always some imposters among them, Sai Kun. Just as this person was about to escape, Luo Ying directly killed him with his spirit ability. Then Luo Ying was ready to leave, but there was a commotion from the side. A sissy was walking towards him and kept insulting Tang Yun. This moment instantly ignited Luo Ying's anger. But at this moment, he still cared about Tang Yun's safety. But at this moment, the sissy next to him spoke up, asking Luo Ying to go home and be his wife. Under the teasing of these people, he finally couldn't hold back, telling those people not to daydream. What? Hearing this, they were ready to take him away. Just as these people were about to attack him, Lu Ying also began to resist. But unfortunately, he was injured. But they still didn't want to let him go. When they were approaching, Luo Ying also used Bing Luwan, which instantly froze the two of them. At this time, the sissy also prepared to attack and threatened Luo Ying to be his woman, or he would slaughter their Zhenwu sword sect. At this time, Luo Ying also used all his strength, but still couldn't defeat the sissy. Luo Ying. At this moment, Tang Yun also felt that Luo Ying needed him. Shaolan also found that Tang Yun wasn't dead and was ready to give him the final blow to completely solve him. Just as he was dying, the system reminded him whether to activate the spirit mark. But just when he thought there was hope, the system told him that his emotion value was not enough and couldn't activate it. At this moment, Tang Yun was instantly angry. He directly turned on the sprayer mode, asking the system to activate it. But in the next second, he actually really activated the martial spirit platform, which directly shook the little fox standing on him away. The little fox was also confused to find that he had become stronger. However, at this moment, Tang Yun finally had the power to resist. Then he teleported directly in front of the little fox, grabbed his head and pressed it directly to the ground. Then he kicked down directly. Instantly, the earth was shaken to pieces. But just as he was about to deal with the fox, he appeared on the side. He was instantly angry. Then he directly turned around and hit him. At this moment, the little fox suddenly disappeared and told him that the battle over there was fierce. Hearing this, he instantly remembered Luo Ying, and then he used all his strength to rush over there. But at this moment, Luo Ying had no strength to resist. The man also began to ask her to give up resisting. She had a happy family, but was abandoned by her husband in the forest. Not only that, but also a sissy who wanted to take her back as his wife. Meanwhile, the girl also knew his purpose. She started burning her life to prepare for the final strike. And the girl shouted that even if she died, she wouldn't let him touch her, and summoned countless warships to aim at him. At this moment, the sissy also began to panic, because there were already ice sculptures around him. He also guessed that Luo Ying would use these troops for high-speed movement, but before he could react, Luo Ying had already appeared above him. Then Luo Ying attacked him, but he dodged it. Then Luo Ying launched a second attack. At this time, Nanyang didn't hold back and directly used the sunflower manual, piercing through Luo Ying's thigh. Instantly, Nanyang's spear used its spirit ability, pressing Luo Ying to the ground. At this time, Luo Ying had no ability to resist,